Everybody wants to be healthy. However, people are wondering, how do I stay healthy? Do I have to sacrifice some food or some activities? We have with us today Hallie Steinberg, health and wellness coach. She's going to share with us some tips that will make it easy for us to stay healthy. Haley, why don't you tell our audience about some tips and tricks that you have to share? And before we do that, I just want to tell our audience that you have a you have a biology background.
Mm-hmm.
You did your Bachelor of Science in Biology from University of Penn, and you have been a teacher. You have 2 master's degree in education and taught for many years in several special ed classrooms. And then you decided to pursue your health coach certification from Dr. C.S. Wellness Institute.
Mm-hmm.
And you have been helping people stay healthy through diet and various other means.
Mm-hmm.
So let us start by you having people tell them about what simple things they can do to become immune strong.
Absolutely. Well, for health in general, I focus on the 4 pillars of health, whether it's just everyday health or in particular the flu and sick season that is coming up, and really wanting to boost that immune system, keep it strong, supported as well. So the 4 pillars of health is the LEAN acronym. LEAN stands for L, lifestyle, E, exercise, A, attitude, and N, nutrition. So being healthy encompasses a lot of things, not just what you eat, but how you move your body, how you live your life, and the food that you eat, as well as many other factors. So I always make sure that I start with talking about those 4 pillars, the LEAN acronym: lifestyle, exercise, attitude, and nutrition. Now, when we're thinking about supporting our immune system, we really want to focus on nutrition as well as activity. And so today I'm going to focus on 4 tips that you can do to help support your immune system, especially as the season gets cold, where we are in Chester County and the local areas. So the first one I'm going to talk about is very simply adding more fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables are very important because they provide antioxidants. Anti means against, oxidants is basically oxidative stress. And that's what basically damages our cells. If you think of an apple, cut an apple, it turns brown, that's called oxidation. But if you put lemon juice on an apple, it slows down that oxidation, that rusting. So fruits and vegetables do that to our body. So not only do we protect ourselves, but we keep our immune system strong, and we fight all these antigens and things in our environment that are attacking our cells. So fruits and vegetables is my first tip. Very important to get them in, very important to get a variety every day.
And any particular fruit and vegetables, or do you prefer a rainbow of colors?
You basically said what I was going to say next, a rainbow of colors. Absolutely. We want not only the quantity, but the variety. It's very important to get all the colors of the rainbow. And of course, we're talking about fruits and vegetables. I'm not talking about the colors for, when I work with kids, I have to explain the difference between blue Laffy Taffy candy versus a blueberry, something like that. So of course, we're talking whole foods, but very important because each color gives us different antioxidants and phytonutrients. Phyto means basically plant nutrients that we need in our body. So every color provides something different that our body needs. And so it's very important to get a variety and the quantity. So in particular, I can tell you a lot of people are missing a lot of the greens. They can get a lot of the reds and the oranges and yellows through fruit. They tend to get fruit or some of the sweeter vegetables, though most people will think that those are actually fruits. For instance, peppers, cucumbers, things like that. But what I would really like people to focus on is making sure we get those greens in. And avocado happens to be one of the healthiest fruit, and I say fruit because it's considered a fruit, one of the healthiest things you can eat, because not only does it have all that nutrition, but it has a lot of those healthy omegas that are very important for brain health and keeping your body functioning properly. So greens, trying to get those greens in, besides all the other colors.
Yeah, when I'm making a salad at home, I try to put different colors. It not only makes it nutritious, but also appealing.
Absolutely. And that's a very big part of food. We want to enjoy our food. We want to make sure it's appealing and, aesthetically appealing, but also our palate is being, we're working on making sure our palate is enjoying what we're eating. It tastes good. Otherwise we're not going to want to eat it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And fresh fruits are always better than canned fruits.
Absolutely. So I always say fresh is best. Even raw is best. Not everybody likes raw fruits and vegetables. Excuse me. But however, when you do, let's say you saute or steam or bake your vegetables, the less you heat them up, the less you steam them, the better, because it preserves more of the nutrients. It basically, when you think of broccoli, if you steam broccoli, your water turns green. Well, a lot of those nutrients are in your water, not necessarily in the broccoli. So making sure to eat those fruits and vegetables raw or lightly cooked, or, cooked in general, as long as you eat your vegetables. But the other way is frozen fruits and vegetables is also a great way that they preserve the freshness when they're frozen so that you can still eat them. And then canned would probably be the last nutritionally, it's more nutritionally depleted, because if you take a look at peas in a can versus fresh peas, you can see that there's less color. Often they add sodium and things to preserve it. So that would be more of a last resort.
Yeah, I agree. I like to eat my fruit raw, and I prefer the raw fruit, the actual fruit pieces over juices.
Yes, and that's very important, because that provides you the fiber, which is very important. So yes, juices we say in moderation because of the sugar content.
Right.
In terms of, you're not necessarily, you might affect your glycemic index, which is a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
But you get the fiber from the and extra nutrition from the actual fruit and vegetable.
Right. I mean, I love my smoothies.
Yes.
I put spinach, carrots, beet, cucumber, and so many different vegetables, and I will add some fruits.
That's fantastic.
Different fruits, and smoothie is better than juice because you are saving the fiber.
Absolutely.
You are consuming the fiber.
Absolutely. And it's a great way, especially for kids, to sneak in those fruits and vegetables, or maybe hide some of the taste. So smoothies is a great way of getting those fruits and vegetables that your kids don't love necessarily. And the other thing I just want to mention, and I don't want people to think I'm saying you can't, saute or steam or bake your broccoli. As long as you're going to eat it, whatever you need to do to make it edible and that you enjoy, do. But just keep in mind that the less it's cooked, the more nutrition it will have.
And you started out with saying there are 4 things that you want people to remember.
Okay.
Why don't you elaborate on those?
Okay, so number 1 was fruits and vegetables.
Right.
So number 2, kind of staying in that nutrition realm, is keeping an eye on your vitamin D, especially as the summer is ending. It has ended, and now we're getting less sun exposure. We want to keep an eye on our vitamin D amount in our blood. And so that you can go through your doctor to get a blood test and just keep an eye on that, because most Americans are vitamin D deficient. And what happens is, as the fall and winter come, we get less sun, so our vitamin D levels plummet. And so some food sources of vitamin D would be fish, like salmon or tuna. Egg yolks is a source of vitamin D, mushrooms, as well as fortified foods. Some in our cereal have some milks. Some orange juice has vitamin D. Vitamin D is very important also with calcium absorption. So vitamin D is important for not only immune support, but also the absorption of calcium. So vitamin D is important. So just keep an eye on that, especially as the fall and the winter seasons come, that you can get your doctor to help you with that. And you can also make sure you're eating some of those vitamin D rich foods that I mentioned. Mm-hmm. So that's 2. The third one is more of an exercise, as I remember the lean acronym. The exercise is getting our bodies moving. whatever that means to you. We're all at different levels of our exercise. Some people taking a walk is a wonderful source of exercise. Some people prefer to swim. Some people prefer to dance, whatever it might be. But getting your body moving, getting your heart pumping, it's extremely important to not only keeping your muscles strong and your body feeling great, you're mentally strong, but it's very important for our immune support. So keeping our bodies moving, our hearts pumping, very important for keeping up our immune system as well. So that's three.
Right.
And the fourth one, this was hard because there's so many. So I had to choose, the fourth one. So the one I chose is, if I had to do top four, sleep. Making sure you get your sleep in, because our bodies, typically as adults, we don't get enough sleep. And sleep is very important for our biochemical reactions to occur at night. We're not even aware of our, many hormonal reactions. So many things are active in our body that need sleep to activate, basically. So sleep for our well-being, for our mental health, for our immune system. We don't realize how much our immune system is affected by lack of sleep. So making sure to try and get that sleep in. The number, people always ask me the number. It's very different for each person, especially your age. But really trying to focus on sleep. That will absolutely help support your immune system.
Absolutely. I mean, you hear this all the time. We have a lot of people who are hustlers, who are workaholic, and they say, I only get 3 hours sleep or 4 hours sleep. And I tell them that, listen, that's good that you're hustling, you're working hard, but if you have adequate sleep, then you are more productive rest of the day.
Well, your mind works better, your memory is stronger, your cognitive functions increase. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. On your website, which is the Hallie'sHealthyLiving.com, you have an amazing information there about taking steps to boost your immunity and well-being. I looked at, you have a nice recipe there for immune boosting smoothie. Mm-hmm. What did you tell about
smoothies? Well, smoothies are a great way. I'm not necessarily using smoothies as a meal replacement. I love to use smoothies as a snack or pre or post workout to get in the nutrition, especially for kids, because I work with a lot of kids and it's hard to get some of that good nutrition when there's so much other food that they prefer to eat. So what I like to make sure I have is a protein base of some sort. So you can get that possibly through a milk or plant-based milk, like an almond milk, coconut milk, something like that, as well as possibly some kind of protein source. Some people like to use a protein shake. I always say, if you're going to add a protein shake, be wary and make sure you're reading the ingredients, because there's a lot of additives in a lot of shakes. So be wary of what you're using. And some people like to put yogurt in their shakes. Some people like to put making sure they have the omegas. So some people will put like flaxseed or something that will, chia seed, something that will add. So when you eat a shake, you want to make sure you've got the protein source. You've got to, if you can add those fruits and vegetables, you want to have a fat source of some sort. So like a chia seed, a flax oil, avocado, something of that sort. And you really want to make sure that you're using the complex carbs and keeping the sugar low. That's basically my recommendation.
Yeah, because you could end up having so much sugar.
Oh, yes. You have to be aware of that, right?
Yeah. And the magic ingredients that you mentioned, like chia seeds, and I mean, they are so power packed with nutrition and value. It's just amazing.
Absolutely. And you don't even taste them. I mean, they're really, just ways to add. But I always say explore. Especially with kids, let them pick ingredients to try. Yeah. Have a taste test. All those cooking shows, those baking shows. Well, make a bunch of smoothies and have a taste test and see what you like, see what you don't like. Have fun with it.
Yeah, and getting them involved is the key.
Absolutely. 100%.
So you mentioned those 4 lean options, and those are really key to healthy living. And then, as you mentioned, the fruits and vegetables, and
The sleep,
using
vitamin D, and exercise. Yeah.
right, and those are all critical to helping build and maintain and up your immune system.
Absolutely.
Right. So if people want to reach out to you, the best way is it on your going
On
to
my
your website?
Absolutely. And then there's also, I also mentioned to you, of course, my Facebook group that it's not on my website, but a great way is it's Hallie's Healthy Living, basically on Facebook. But I post a lot of healthy living tips. And that's actually how you and I met, I believe, through my Facebook group.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I want to thank you for stopping by and dropping off my my shaker and some nice samples. Those were very, very delicious.
Thank you.
And nutritious.
Nutritious. Very important.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So do you want to share your contact information so
Yes.
people reach out to you, and also tell them what other services do you provide?
Okay, absolutely. Well, here, this is an example. This is just basically some ways to reach me. Other services, well, I do individual and group sessions. I do speaking presentations to businesses, organizations, children's organizations, PTO. So I, basically can speak to anybody that wants to talk about health and wellness. I also do free health consultations. I also do something called check-ins, where basically it's a 30-minute check-in. There's no package. There's just basically anytime you want to check in, we can talk and you can answer some questions and I can answer them. And another thing I do is I help people, you'll see here the Tower Garden. I help people grow fruits and vegetables inside with an aeroponic garden. I'm a distributor for that. So that's another fun thing that I do with the Tower Garden.
Yeah, and with the weather getting colder, I've seen your pictures of you bringing your tower garden inside and continue to grow them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is great. I really appreciate you coming on the show today to share some great tips so that people can follow your advice and help boost their immune system, which is even more critical right now during this pandemic.
Absolutely. And we didn't even talk about stress, but that's that could be a whole other spotlight.
Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do that. There's so much good information that we can share with our viewers.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. Hallie, thank you again for coming. And I just want to tell our viewers that we bring this show every Saturday at 10 o'clock to spotlight a local small business like Hallie and community organizations that provide so much value to the community where we live and work. So if you are a small business or a community organization, or if you know one, reach out to me and we can talk about having you on our future editions of the show. With that, I would like to again thank you everybody for watching. And thank you, Hallie, especially for coming onto the show and sharing your wisdom with us. You have a great day, and we will see you next Saturday at 10 o'clock. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.